Morning all, Moto Lou here, and we are in for a treat today because I've just got my brand new bike, the Triumph Speed Twin 1200. Now this is not a brand new Speed Twin 1200, it's brand new to me though. It is the 2022 model, and the reason I like it so much is because you've still got the old clocks, not that horrible daft screen that I really do think is daft for putting on a retro looking motorcycle. It also doesn't have that horrible key off to the side. The ignition is bang in the middle, so if your OCD sparks out of control, I think this is the era of Speed Twin for you. I mean, it's the same thing as on the Bonneville T120s, that you have these clocks still. I don't know why they decided to go with a brand new screen. It's not really my cup of tea. They also changed the halogen light at the front for an LED one, and that's okay, except it makes it look modern, which I kind of like the old retro vibe still. It actually looks a bit sunken in. I can put some pictures up just so people can have a reference point for that. So, why did I buy a Speed Twin? I always loved Norton Commandos, Norton Dominators, anything like that, and then grew into a love of Thruxtons. And I loved the Triumph Thruxton. My dad had a Thruxton. I know a few people that had Thruxtons, and I kind of always wanted that 1200R. And then they discontinued it, and I could have got a 1200R. But in my head I was going, well, this Speed Twin looks near identical, other than the seat. You know, they kind of put the Bonneville seat on a Thruxton and made it a bit more sportier, less cafe racer, I would say. I was kind of thrown by this. I did not expect to love this bike so much, and I had a little test ride and it blew me away. This is, and I'm not just saying this is by far the best bike I've ever ridden. I've ridden a lot of bikes, probably not as much as people watching this video, but it is the best bike I've ever ridden. It is so smooth, it is no clunk, it has torque for days, early onset of torque. The mid-range on this bike is phenomenal. It really does just fly, which I'll show in a second. I mean, the noise is tremendous, much like the Bonneville noises. The engines just sound so good. Yeah, this bike pulls, and it's very nice. But the main reason I bought it is me and my missus are going to go touring. She's just got her big license, and she's got a CBR 650 F. Got to get all the letters right in those numbers. She's got the one with the riser bars, but it is classed as a sports tourer. It's quite comfortable to ride for a sports bike. That's, you know, it hurts my wrist because I'm an old bastard, but she's absolutely loving it. And that thing, with its straight four engine, is just so clean and so easy to ride. I bought a BMW F800, and I bought the ST model, the sports touring model. It's from 2010, and it was, I'm going to give it a go. We went on a few long journeys, and it was quite nice to start with. It's got panniers with it. It's a very, very comfortable seat, but it's boring, and it sounds pretentious. I didn't want a bike everyone's kind of got. Now, everyone doesn't have an F800, but everyone does have basically a GS. And everyone also has sports touring and adventure bikes. And I feel like we're, in modern day, kind of conditioned into thinking, if you're going traveling, or you're going for a long way, in any degree, if you're going from country to country, if you're going, you know, if you're from England, you're going to do the North 500, you're going to do anything in Wales, whatever. You need an adventure bike, you need a sports tourer. Now, anyone watching this going, yeah, but the comfort levels and, you know, the sports tourers are so worth it. The adventure bikes, you know, you're getting a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B of comfort and power, which is all true, and they are phenomenal bikes. They are really great, but they're not for me, and they're a bit boring. I want something where I'm not just going to sit on it and be A to B the entire journey. I've driven the Tiger 1200. I've had a go on the GS 1250. They're great bikes, instant power, you know, a lot of power as well. But they're boring, and they are boring. And that's just my personal opinion, please don't hate me. So I wanted something that I could tour on, but also have a great time on, and this is it. I love naked bikes, and this is a roadster bike, I guess. I mean, it's obviously no screen or anything, I'm gonna feel all the wind. However, I thought to myself, you could tour on anything, what am I talking about? I've, you know, driven myself into buying an F800, and I was looking at Africa Twins, but I was going, you know, you can do it on this, no problem at all. The tank on it, yeah, it's not as big as an adventure bike. It's not, you know, 20 plus litres. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's not big. It's not very big at all. I've managed to get about 150 miles out of the tank if I drive really nicely. If you don't drive really nicely, you can get as little as 80. So it does depend completely on how you ride. I would say have your little fun moments, but try not to blast it all the way through the fuel tank. But this bike itself, I've got a bag coming for it. Look, got my little gimbal here for my sat nav. It's all I need. That is all I need. It is dead comfy. This bench seat is phenomenal. I'm saying that word a lot because it's the only word to kind of describe this bike. I've ridden it since I've had it 2 weeks now. I've not got off it. I've put just over 1,100 miles on it in 2 weeks. I am racking up the mileage because I'm absolutely in love with it. So the next decision will be, do I ever regret buying this? Honestly, I've never felt so happy on a motorcycle. I own an SV650X, which I changed the handlebars on, which there is a video on the channel for if you do want to see it. I really, really love my little Susie. She's a great bike. My missus has ridden her a few times as well, and it's, honestly, she's just so perfect. And I got her with 1,000 miles on her, a 2020 model, and I think she's got just over 4,000 now since I've had her for the year. No problems, absolutely spot on motorcycle. The F800, no problems either. I've put about 500-600 miles on that, and it's just too boring to continue. It's a really good bike. I recommend it to anyone if you just want a really good clean BMW. It's actually up for sale at the moment if anyone's interested. But this thing is just, it makes a noise that you can never get bored of. But there will be more updates and videos on the Speed Twin. So if you've got any questions on it or interest in buying one, let me know. If you've got any upgrades for me, or tips, anything at all you'd like me to know about this, if you've got one or had one, please do let me know.